Hi everyone, I'm Amanda Chance, and this is the first vlog for my 2021 US Event Horse Futurity entry Like Magic WTW. Like Magic, better known as Presto, is a 2017 gelding bred by Willow Tree Warmbloods, which is comprised of myself and Michelle Beck and located in Texas. Presto is by Mighty Magic out of Westbound, who was also bred by me, making him a second-generation homebred. I first became familiar with the stallion Mighty Magic while on a trip to Europe to look at stallions and young horses. My three personal favorite horses on that trip all happened to have one thing in common. They were all by the stallion Mighty Magic. Mighty Magic has a high blood percentage, over 88%, something that I find very appealing as a thoroughbred fan and an eventer. He also has a pedigree that I really like for the sport, with a nice blend of American Thoroughbred, European Thoroughbred, and Holsteiner jumping blood. I'd been thinking about breeding something to ride and keep for myself as my current competition horse is getting older, and all three of the Mighty Magic offspring we saw on that trip to Europe looked exactly like the type of horse I like to ride. They really shined on the cross country, with a real go-get-'em attitude and an innate desire to do the job, a trait that Mighty Magic himself had also possessed. He competed across Europe as an event horse up through the old 3-star level with Andreas Dabowski, coming in second at the European Young Horse Championships at Mondial du Lion as a 6-year-old, and then winning the 7-year-old class there the following year. After a training injury sidelined his upper-level eventing career, he went on to be a young rider's dressage mount, earning a team bronze medal in the European Youth Dressage Championships when his rider was just 14 years old. The mare I chose to breed to Mighty Magic is Westbound, aka Sadie. I had been her rider and also her breeder, as she was the first foal I had bred and kept for myself. She had always been relatively straightforward to ride, with an excellent work ethic, but needed to be more uphill and with a better gallop, something I was hoping Mighty Magic could improve. Sadie is by the stallion Westport out of a full thoroughbred mare. Westport was mostly dressage bred, although he was imported as a young horse for the hunter market in the US and Canada. He's by the stallion Volcantons 1 out of a Fabriano mare. Despite being used almost exclusively as a dressage stallion, Volcanton scored well in the jumping phase of his stallion test and even sired a 5-star event horse as well as some jumpers up to the meter 40 level. Fabriano was a true dual-purpose stallion, producing horses successful up to the meter 60 level in show jumping as well as Grand Prix dressage. Westport himself, despite being marketed as exclusively a hunter stallion, has offspring competing successfully through the 3-star level in eventing. Sadie's pregnancy was blissfully uneventful, and in March 2017, Like Magic WTW, aka Presto, was born. While he was born happy and healthy, after 48 hours, Presto took a rapid turn for the worst. What started out as a little diarrhea around dinner time had him hospitalized within just a few hours, and he was diagnosed with 2 different strains of bacteria affecting his gastrointestinal tract. Each can be deadly on their own, but combined the prognosis was poor. We left him at the hospital that night thinking it was unlikely we'd still have a live foal the next day, but we wanted to do all we possibly could to give him a chance at survival. Presto proved to be a fighter, and against all odds he made it through that first night. The battle was far from over, though, as he spent the next few weeks yo-yoing back and forth with his condition. By the time his blood work finally started to show steady improvement, the bacteria had necrotized the tissue in his GI tract, making digestion painful, so even when he started to feel better and wanted to nurse, he would quickly end up feeling colicky afterwards. Attempts to alleviate this with medication were unsuccessful, so the vets had to get creative, fashioning him a tiny muzzle out of a supplement container to prevent him from nursing for a couple of days so his GI tract could start to heal. That ultimately helped him turn the corner, and after 3 weeks of hospitalization, he was finally released to come back home. Despite having such a difficult start, Presto has done well. It took him a little while to catch up to the other foals physically, but these days you would never know just how sick he really was in the beginning. As a yearling, Presto qualified for the FEH Championships, ultimately winning the yearling colt title at the Central Championship. He also qualified for championships again as a 2-year-old, finishing third. These days, Presto is a big, cheeky guy with a ton of personality, bold and inquisitive, and always looking for attention, traits which I hope will serve him well moving forward. We're really excited to be a part of the 2021 U.S. Event Horse Futurity and can't wait to see how the year unfolds for Presto as he embarks on his eventing career. Thanks for watching.